It's almost like a miraculous way that the universe designed it, that what's going on in your relationship is the entry point into the shift that will affect your life in the biggest ways. And our brain is like, and this is true for a lot of people in our culture, and I see it more in men than in women. It's like, if I get help on the emotional level, that means I'm a failure. Da, da, da. It's like, no, the opposite is true. Get help. That means you're actually successful. That's part of the deal.
One thing that I like that's happening in kind of the counseling or therapy world right now is just that it's being understood that the relationship is a different field. And so the answer isn't always you go do your thing and I do my thing. And then, you work out your stuff and I work out my stuff and then we'll come back together. It's like, no, actually, how about you be in the relationship, be together in counseling, and let that be the thing that lets each of you thrive. Not that it's an either or, but I see people trying to solve all of these other things where it's like, and you look at the statistics on like women's health is so related to the stress they're feeling in relationship.
No doubt.
And it's like, until you're honest enough and humble enough to see that your relationship is actually the source of a lot of the difficulty because it's bringing up all this stuff.
Yes.
You can work on yourself and go to yoga classes and relax all you want, but you're still coming home to that thing that's just not really working well.
Yeah. And there's some just amazing, it's almost like a miraculous way that the universe designed it, that what's going on in your relationship is the entry point into the shift that will affect your life in the biggest ways. And this is true for women in the way that you're talking about. Health, vitality, glow, everything. It's just
energy.
Yeah, all of it. And for the man too, it's a little different. It's not usually affecting their health so directly, but it is affecting the way they experience fulfillment in their life. The overall fulfillment level, the overall joy level, the overall sense of like, wow, life on planet Earth feels amazing and good and juicy and fluid and magical, and I love being here, and I'm giving my gift in a way that feels true and on path. Like, it's a mysterious entry point into that very stuff that they might not even think has anything to do. They're just like, yeah, my relationship's kind of frustrating, and yeah, my woman's challenging, and da. It's not an obvious correlation, but once you learn to get in on this little stuck place that's going on in the relationship, it becomes this magical portal to those things changing in people's lives. And I often say this to people, it's a 3-for-1 deal when you do couples work, because you're getting sort of the best shift possible for this person, and the relational field is up leveling in the most optimal way. Now, again, I agree, it's not either or. It's great if you do both. But I'm really with you. We don't want to get caught in this idea that, I just got to go do my work and then everything. This relational piece, it's like an elegant hidden doorway to so much transformation beyond just like, my relationship feels better. It's amazing. It's really amazing.
It is amazing. And it's really like profound, and it does take a lot of practice, and it's not like when you're an expert and you're in a relationship, it's still you in relationship. And so there's still places that you come to in yourself that you need another person, a third person.
Oh, no doubt. No doubt. I still have somebody I work with. I'm so grateful that I have her. What a blessing. Yeah. It's invaluable. To me, it's like, I read this quote the other day, the higher level you get at something, the more willing you are to get a coach or a support or somebody who helps you. It's like, if you look at anything in the world, at a certain point, if you really want to get good at it, you hire people to help you. Like anything, music, a car mechanic, you name it, a professional athlete. Those people have like 10 coaches and they're the best already, but they have 10 coaches. Like, and our brain is like, and this is true for a lot of people in our culture, and I see it more in men than in women. It's like, if I get help on the emotional level, that means I'm a failure. Da, da, da. It's like, no, the opposite is true. Get help. That means you're actually successful. That's part of the deal. in this the trickiest terrain on life is relationships and emotional alchemy. Transforming as a human being is the hardest thing in the world, and that's the place people are often most reluctant to get help. It's just, okay, we gotta get over that, people. And I'm not trying to sell you on working with me. I just say get good help no matter what. That's what I've done every step of the way. I've had like a team of specialists working around the clock. And I still do. Well, now I just have it down to like one or two, but they're there. If I need them, hey, bumping into a glitch, let's meet it.
And it's also just this feeling of, our country, it's just like this cult of busyness, and like badge of like, the more we're doing, the bigger our backpack that we're carrying up the hill, the more valuable we are. It has to be hard. Like, we come from this stock that's it's got to be so tough. And it's like, well, actually, what happens if we just give ourselves the support that we need? And it's a lot about what I write about for new moms. So like, what happens if you imagine getting more support than you need? Because I've never heard a new mom say, oh, I shouldn't have had so much support.
Right, exactly.
That was way too much,
Yeah, like, oh, I'm so glad I didn't hire anybody, or I'm so glad I just did the bare minimum, No, it's like, wow, I had an entire team of the most awesome people. It really makes a lot of difference, and you're always grateful for it. That's totally been my experience too.
And it allows you to enjoy things in a different way that's not survival mode. And that's like,
and the thing,
which is reinforcing the relationship dynamic, is people are at those crossroads afraid to get help because they're afraid their survival as a relationship depends on it.
Yeah.
So if you don't get help and you don't like air it out, open the windows a little bit, and like it gets so hard to shift that.
It does. And in our culture, you're right, there's this amazing phenomenon, like an epidemic, of like, I'll just keep going. I call it the momentum factor. It's just momentum. We all are living in this momentum that to actually get out of, most people need to hit some massive rock bottom before they'll actually shift it. But you don't have to do that. That's what we're here trying to say, is like, wake up, do it now. Like, you're going to look back. One of the best exercises I know is just imagine your death. Imagine yourself on your deathbed. Would I have rather have just plodded along and stayed with just the momentum, or would I have wished I had gone, wait a minute, no, stop the phone, hold the phone, stop the train, do this new thing, bring in the support, get the help, do the shift, make my life.
I think that was such a smart thing that I did in the last relationship I was in, that I brought that to you before there was anything wrong, because I'm like, when there's something that comes up, it's going to be more challenging to choose someone, right? Because then it's like, this person on that side or the other side, and who finds the person, and how do you know?
Right. I love that.
And I was just like, I know things are going to come up, and I want to know that we have someone on our side
already. Yeah, you created an ally who was just there, a neutral ally for you, and they're like on your team. And then when stuff bubbles in, it's like, ooh, we already have that established. Just call them in. It's brilliant.
Because the finding part can be vulnerable, right? The finding part.
It's more than just vulnerable. If we're really honest, this is very, very tricky. And I think it's part of the reason there is this phenomenon of not wanting to get support on planet Earth in our culture, is because there are a lot of people who are providing support who are not great at giving support. So you need to find not just a person, you need to find a good person, the right person, an accurate person. So it can be tricky, it can be daunting, it can be vulnerable too, for sure, always both. And just worth it. I think just very, very worth finding that good person, and they are out there.
Yeah, and finding, I think when you leave a session, you should feel better. It doesn't mean you feel good necessarily.
Yeah, exactly.
You feel like some of the dust got removed, or the pipe's a little bit cleaner.
Yeah.
So many people tell me, oh, we've done couples counseling already, and we left feeling awful every time. And I feel like that person really sided with this person, or they never intervene. And so it's the same dynamic as our regular relationship. And
Yeah.
that's really different from what you offer, because you're not afraid to step in. You're not afraid to paraphrase what you feel is happening. And even if the person's not, those words aren't available for that person, and kind of, okay, it's accurate. And it really speeds up the process, in a humane way, not in like a crazy.
Yeah, it's not harsh. Yeah. Yeah, I hear that all the time. Like, oh, we've done this before. It's not work. It didn't help. It doesn't feel good. It's just a waste of time. And I get it. It is an art form to support a couple in the thick of their dynamics. And it's, somebody called me a couples whisperer, and I really like that. It does take this like ability to meet and get in and listen and guide in a way that's attuned to the whole system, both people and the system between them. And that's a pretty high art form. And so it's unfortunately very common for people to be like, we've gone before. And then thank goodness, I can't think of anybody who's had that experience and then come to me and been like, afterward, they're like, oh my God, thank God we finally came to this. It's so different. And it's true. It is very, very different. And it does take that, it takes that deeper art. It's an art form. It's an art. And so I want that for everybody, whether with me or whoever. It's there. There are the people out there who can do this, and it's so worth getting.